Alrighty, so today I am building a Bluetooth speaker box by using this old suitcase here. Alright, things that we will need. Of course, the suitcase. And of course, some nasty stickers. Luggage tags. So I've got the suitcase, I've got the Bluetooth speaker, I've got the stickers, I've got the luggage tag. All right, so start with this. We're gonna pull this apart, get into it, because this is just crap. Okay, now after that, what we're left with is pretty basic. We've obviously got the control part of it, which has the buttons and obviously the input. This PCB is very straightforward and very simple. I'll keep this on because hopefully get some focus in there. This runs the aerial, which is really good. Very straightforward LCD and power connection here. But if we flip it over, there was one socket connected to that speaker. So this speaker, I'm going to chuck away. We don't need it. The battery, I'll keep the battery. We'll get rid of this. And of course, we'll have a remote. All right, so what I've decided to do here is I thought, let's hook it up just to make sure it still works in this state. Let's turn it on, give it a whirl. Also, I've gotten rid of this speaker because I want to use this speaker here in the suitcase.
Play by USB drive. Radio mode.
But I never run away, even when I'm on. I need a wonder.
Alright, next, two perfectly good Sony bookshelf speakers. We want everything out of there. Alright, there it is. Beautiful, beautiful speaker. Let's take these off. Alright, there we go. There it is. Beautiful looking speaker. Alright, so now here the fun part begins. We've got to work out how do we want to work out, the situation of the way we're going to have the speakers. Let's do the control module nice and fresh at the top in the middle, and we'll have both of the speakers down there, I reckon. That will be nice. Okay, now the downside to this suitcase, because it's so old and antique, I can't get into that lock. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to put the speakers in here, we've still got to cut a hole that's going to be, this big. So I'll measure this, we'll cut holes, and then we'll be able to look in there and get in there and move stuff around and all that kind of stuff, so it's not going to matter. Now, obviously we want to start by getting this circle dimension. So what I was going to do was, measure this or use calipers to get this circle hole. And then I found this sticky tape, which actually fits in there perfectly. Now all I technically need to do, measure, replicate. Right, time to cut this open. Going to use a Stanley knife to cut these because I don't think I'll need a drill or anything. We'll try. We might need to grab the drill, but let's just try and go from here and we'll work it out from here. There it is in all of its glory. Now it doesn't have to be pretty. It really doesn't. As long as you can cut it, get the speaker, and you can see there's some really nice brown silk lining in there. I just wish I can get inside, but obviously because of this stupid lock and it won't come up and it's all rusty, I just can't get in. So now here's the test. We've got that done. Get the speaker. There you go. See, so it doesn't look too bad. That should sound pretty good. We'll get that done and playing and work it out. Now I know a lot of you guys out there are gonna ask, what about the acoustics? Air can get through here, that kind of stuff. We'll come to that when we cross that bridge. So what I've done, I started with a parallel line just so it looked level with the suitcase and come down, it doesn't matter what any distance. Then I measured what the internal square there would be and cut that down, and so now we know that that will fit nicely on the outside. So then now what I'm going to do, we'll measure how wide this part is, we'll halve it, we'll go half either side of this line, and we'll cut that open with a knife as well. Alright, let's test fit this. See if it goes in there neatly and nicely without too much trouble. See, I don't want to force it. I want to try baby it in to, look at that, like it was meant to be there. So let's just grab this, and there you go. There you pretty much have it. There's my suitcase with the controls and the boombox. Totally bloody awesome. So happy the way that turned out, and it just looks cool as well, you know, like I just really like the way that looks. You're not going to believe what just happened. I got the lock off. So I haven't opened it yet, so here we go for the first time opening it with you guys. I did a bit of damage up here, but how beautiful are the olden day suitcases? Absolute masterpiece. That is amazing. I love that. It is so, so beautiful. I mean, obviously I've hacked it, shit happens, but wow, that is amazing. But it's going to help too with now the wiring, put the wiring in, the batteries and all that kind of stuff. Alright, now let's solder a few things together, going to make it nice and easy. We'll solder the battery to the plug, the speakers to the speakers. We'll fix up the aerial, and we've still got to drill a hole for the aerial as well. So let's get this underway first. It's not the prettiest, but I don't really care. Alright, now we'll go one for one way, we'll go one the other way. We'll heat shrink them down. Alright, and again, we've got the speakers now. We're going to solder the speakers direct, and we'll solder this to the plug. So let's start with the speakers. Okay, now because we're soldering, I can't solder the speaker cables outside of the suitcase. So speaker cables are in the hole, so then they can eventually go in there. But we can work with this. So speaker, and then here's the controller's going to sit there, and that doesn't matter. So we can unplug this speaker cable here. And now what I'll do, I'll run them all in parallel. Now they both coated, get focus there, they both coated pretty nicely. Can't complain with that. Now really, I guess at this point it's not going to matter. I can put the speakers in there and we can work on that stuff as we get to it. So let's do that actually. Let's put the speakers in. Here's a pickle. We want, obviously, an antenna. Alright, that idea won't work. Who cares? We made a hole. Shit happens. New hole going in here. Lined up? Yeah, close enough. Beautiful. Marvelous. Amazing. All right, let's glue gun that bad boy up there. All right, so I've glue gunned the, oops, my bad, the aerial connection in there, the antenna, sorry, and it's nice and simple there. So just when you do listen to the radio now, you got to pull it out here like this, which isn't such a bad thing. Who really cares? But it's going to save so much headaches in there like that. You know, well done, number one. Okay, antenna's done. We'll fix the cable up in a sec. Now I want to mount the battery around here somewhere as well. Now I was going to glue gun it in, and then I thought, oh, glue gun and battery might be bad, but then I read on the forums real quickly that it's not so bad. Alright, now the cable came off the antenna that goes onto this. Let's see if we can fix this. We'll solder that back on, which should not be too hard. Alright, we'll put the last couple of screws in, and then we can test it out, check it all out, and we're done. Alright, let's plug everything in, fingers crossed, and then we test.
Bluetooth mode.
We got sound! We've got sound. All right, it's paired up Bluetooth. Let's go say SoundCloud. Let's go SoundCloud. Whatever I was playing will do. I'll stop it there because obviously YouTube's going to jump on me for playing the track. But if you want that track that I just sampled, then I will put it down underneath below. No disrespect in the copyright of the song. I just wanted to play it to make sure this works. Let's even just go to the radio mode just to see if that works now. We'll even use the remote. How's that?
Radio mode. Audio input.
And we won't put radio mode on for long either, just because of all the copyright stuff. But there it is, peeps. There is my Bluetooth party speaker with radio into an old suitcase. So while we're finishing up here, while we're charging, you know, it's got some really old school stickers and shit like that, but I want to give it my touch. I want to give it my little bit of nasty Billsiness. Just really bad, dodgy, because it's old, it's shit, it's weathered. That's what we like, that's what we want. We've got to add some wildlife stickers. I suppose we could throw an emoticon sticker in there too somewhere. Let's go for the screaming one. I like the screaming one. Alrighty, so there you have it, peeps. There is my very rough, done on the very cheap style suitcase boombox speaker. Now you can do it a million different ways, a million different suitcases for whatever look you're going for. You can buy a more expensive Bluetooth features, that kind of thing, but that cost me $29 from Kmart. It plays the speakers, it's got USB, it's got SD card, it can play Bluetooth, and it's got the radio. Really, for 29 bucks, what more do you want? The only thing I'd probably change or could add would be I'd put like a mini internal amplifier into it. So $29 it cost me for the Bluetooth speaker, a couple of bucks for the stickers. Them speakers were $5 at a boot market, and the suitcase was given to me. Pretty cheap, and if you guys build one, show me.